Hi everyone, happy November. I hope you are doing well. I thought that I would make this intro video while I'm shuffling for the next reading. I want to explain something. First and foremost, I want to thank you from beyond my life, honestly, beyond my soul. I am beyond grateful for all of the amazing emails, all of the well wishes, all of the positive energies. What you don't even realize that you did was, and I can't be more grateful. I don't do well with modern medicine. I don't, and it's terrifying because I'm always the one that, they'll say, oh, well, in general. I'm always that one that I'm always the in general that doesn't fit into that. So anything that works for someone else most likely will not work for me. So it's always terrifying, especially with having to deal with this, because I'm like the one that nothing works for. But the one thing that had worked for me, like I said, for 30 years, and people were always amazed, including doctors, that I really didn't come out of remission a lot. And when it did, I could snap it back in. It was never like this. And I knew going into this, when it wasn't getting better, it was getting worse, that something, might really happen here. It was a little terrifying. So I'm glad to say, though, that the minute that I decided to put that out there, I really did feel things switch. So you have no idea how much you absolutely helped me, and I could not be more grateful. So thank you for that. And thank you also for all of the emails with recommendations. Herbal things, again, without you guys even realizing it, that's the route I go, because those things work for me. Modern medicine doesn't, but all of those suggestions that you got, and I noticed that most of you said, I hope I'm not overstepping, and I get that, because I'm always the one busting through someone's, space. So don't ever think, when you've got something to offer someone, always follow through with that, because that's how we learn things. That's how we get ideas. That's how, when someone sends me something, I'll test drive it and I'll share it with someone else. So always do that. For some of you, if you're looking and you think you're sitting on nothing, sometimes you'll see a reading come through and it's like, oh, well, I don't have any gifts. Those are gifts. Those are beyond gifts, because those change people's lives. And I'll tell you that. I can tell you that just by what I've received here. So there you go. Okay. Secondly, I want to point out how I'm doing the readings for this month. All right. As you know, if you're following my channel, you know my readings are a little bit different. They're a little bit more deep. My goal, because that is what my lifetime is about, is empowering you to go and empower your life. So I can't give you a little reading. I need to give you a what's underneath it, so that when you come up against it, it helps you. You know why something's happening. It makes the shifts a little bit easier. Okay, so what I'm doing this time is that, and this is the first time also ever that I've done readings over, because they were so not sitting with me. And then I would get a lot of messages afterward, just that it was right. It wasn't, it shouldn't go that way. And I just was getting like a fog was coming over me when I was doing the reading, and I did too. And it was just like, no, it's not right. And I stopped and I meditated on it, and no, I shouldn't have pulled the trigger on those, and I didn't. What I'm doing here is I'm going down. I'm getting underneath what these changes that you'll be experiencing are for. Okay, they're larger, they're big, they're going to be, being reborn is such a cliche, but it's like you're going to be present with this one. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to come into this life like the new baby. You're going to come into the life with what you've acquired until now, good, bad, and indifferent. And you're going to step into your life, right? And you're going to do it in a way that could be terrifying. But what I want you to know is that relationships on all fronts, that's you and someone else. I don't care if it's your animal or whoever it is, right? It's not just one-on-one relationships. So please don't cap out on that. You're the other half of any equation in your life, okay? But some relationships are going to end. Some have taught you things, but now you go on to something else. Some jobs, some careers, some talents, some things you want to do, some things you want to eat, some things you don't want to eat, the way you want to look, how you want to how you want to step into yourself, how you trust your intuition, how you trust yourself. Your life is changing for each of you in a different way. You're dissolving something and you're evolving something. That's why the readings that I'm doing is dissolve, evolve, and what are my blessings in here, right? And remember, blessings can sometimes come in a holy crap that really hurt. Those are blessings too, okay? But what we're dissolving, where we're evolving. Okay, so that's how I'm going down into this reading. So you're going to realize when you come up against these things, which are probably going to be big game changers. I feel like karma's being paid off here. I feel like health issues are being leveled out in whatever way that is. I think that relationships, how we stand up, how we show up, the things we put our hands on, what we really want to do is changing. But it's changing at a holy crap instant level. Some of the things, right? Some of the things can be a little bit of a shock and an awe, right? Things like that. I know that people are saying, and I'm not pulling on Uranus in here, I'm just pointing this out, that I've noticed that Uranus is not, people are rah-rahing it. It's a liberation planet, and it is, but it usually comes in the form of like a lightning strike to your ass is what it comes, and it comes like in a blink of an eye. So it's a little terrifying, and I know that it's in a lot of these things, but I'm pulling here for you guys, okay, and how things are going to transpire. So when these things come along, or when a relationship is really just, it's toxic, it's not able to be mended, you're just not going to see eye to eye on things, it makes this a little bit easier to face that, right? Realizing that you're dissolving things and you're evolving with things. But my intention for this type of reading is to get under what you'll be experiencing starting this month, right? So use the other tarot readers that you're dealing with or that you're watching. Use those as well, how this will apply to me, but this will be like the master plan, right? As to why those things are happening. And then in December, I'll go back to the normal. I'll hit it as a normal reading, but I want you to have this blueprint as to how things, take what works for you and don't, and leave the rest. My suggestion for this month, okay, is to look at your rising sign first, because that to me is why you chose to be in this life now. Okay, then your sun and your moon and whatever else you choose to look at. Okay, however this fits for you, but for my readings, because I'm pulling on why is this person here? What is their intent in this life, right? Why did they choose to come here? Those were what I asked to be seen. Okay, so for this month, for me, for this channel, and for us, just please use your rising sign. Okay, so there you go. I hope this was short enough. I know you guys hate it, but again, I cannot ever thank you enough for what you did, and I'm beyond grateful. So there you go. Hi, Gemini. Happy November. I hope you're doing well. Okay. All right. I think your reading is great. You have got to trust yourself. I feel like you are, it's like a clogged drain, right? Like when life sometimes gets like that, but I really see like the visual, but it's kind of like you've got to reach in there, like get in there, see what is clogging up your life, see what's holding you back, see what's I feel like it's stagnant, but I also see like it's just a little bit of a clog here and you set yourself free. It's just a few little tweaks here, but only you can make these changes, okay? That's what I feel it's about. So it's kind of like dissolving things that are holding you back. You need really like a hurricane, a nice one though, a pleasant, if there is such a thing, but you need something to just like clear through here to give you a nice breath of fresh air is what I feel is happening here. Okay, now this is the third time and I'm shuffling these cards. I assure you, I'm asking for guidance for all of you. I'm really, but this card keeps coming up, the Empress, under things that we need to dissolve, things that we need to go on from, things that we need to propel forward. I think what the Empress is really standing for are things that are holding us back, things we've been taught, things we were, that were suppressed, things, taboo things that were, oh no, I can't do that. Really hindrances, things that hold you back, things you were taught in life, things that, not having confidence, not trusting yourself, your relationship with money, You know what I mean? Is there fear around that? Is there lack around that? Is there a misuse of that? Do you not think you're worthy of that? Is that taboo? It's like, I need to be able to stand on my own 2 feet, but I've got all these scenarios about all the I shouldn'ts. You know what I mean? But those aren't yours. They're things that are ingrained in you from other times. And I think that you're at a point where they're really holding you back, right? So it's also, you know, do I trust in myself? Do I trust in other people? You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's working on when we don't trust other people, or we're having an issue around those kind of things, or we're pushing someone to kind of create our own self-made prophecy around trust. I think trust is an issue for sure, right? But it's more about when we don't trust ourselves, it's going to show up in us not trusting other people. So you want to check in on that, okay? So that's kind of where I think you're trying to dissolve those kind of things. And it's not just around people. It's like, do I trust what someone really said? Do I trust that, you know, money is bad, or luxuries are bad, or good food is bad, or, you know, 3 cupcakes is bad, or, you know, whatever. It's like, I think you're trying to get away from the things that have, you know, that are passed down generational, karmic wise, incarnation wise, you know, whatever. You're trying to stand on your own 2 feet here. And I think that it's through your own building of your life, because where you're evolving here is the Temperance card. That's building a life of your own, brand new, in your own way, bringing your own beliefs, standing on your own 2 feet. And when I'm talking resources, right, you've got to get clear on what that is. It's not just, it is monetary, yes, but it's about energy also. It's about time and your health and the things that you're eating and your day-to-day stuff, your routines, your hygiene. It's all of that kind of stuff, right? You want to do a checkup on that, really see where you're at with that, and maybe bring some new routines into there, because where you're evolving is a whole new place. It's your own place built on your own foundation. It's solid, and you'll know that it's there. Okay, and that's where I think you're evolving to. And again, it's coming out of how do I say this? It's coming out of hanging on to something out of fear. You know what I mean? But it goes back to that when we clench onto something, we're going to kill it. When we just work with the universe with it, it's going to come in. You've got the finances are absolutely going to be improving for you. So if that's where this hiccup is, I don't know if I can stand on my own. I might need someone else. This is about independence. This is about you standing on your own 2 feet, making a life, cultivating a life that's yours, not built on, I need other people. I can't stand on my own 2 feet. I need other people. For this reason, it's a skewed perspective on financial security here, right? That's what I think it's coming about. Now, you've got the Fool card here. You've got the Emperor here. You've got the Chariot here, and this card keeps showing up too in all the readings. I'm thrilled because this is about maturity. It's about, I've got to get my shit together and I've got to go forward. And that's what it is. And these energies for the past couple of years has made us like, enough. You know, we need to get it together and get it going in a fresh, clear. I think we've all had it on, you know, dictatorships. It has to be this way. It has to be this way. No, you can't do this. Yes, you can do. It's like, enough. I can think for myself. I'm an adult person. My mind, body, and soul is focused, and I'm going to drive myself in my own direction. How I engage with other people, how I see things, how I value myself, how I engage with people, right? All kinds of things, business matters, all, you know, all of that stuff. If I want a loan, I can get a loan on my own 2 feet. I don't need someone co-signing for me. That's just an example, but that's the kind of things here. It's like I don't need permission to live my life. That's where I kind of feel all of this is going, and I'm thrilled. Now on the outbound here, you've got the Moon card, and I think that that's you really getting in touch with you and really digging deep into that clog and pulling the drain out and letting the water and putting some new fresh air in there. And that's what I think that your aim is. It's to remove hang-ups about security. Security is a big one. You know what I mean? It's a huge one, and it will cripple us. It will make us stay in that shitty job for 50 years, or it will make us stay in that relationship. But your goal here is you're breaking free of that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't need someone to tell me what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't need permission anymore to form my own life. I know what my value systems are, or you will be, or you're addressing them. That could be most likely what's happening here. It's a transition about that, right? That's always an eye-opener. And I think here, what gets you going forward is that inner voice, and you're finally trusting yourself. You know what I mean? The Fool is like, I'm going to go here. It's a point in time. It's I'm going to take this chance. I've got nothing to lose here. And that's what your inner voice is telling you, right? I would trust that. I would not ever dismiss a hunch. I would, you know, you need to be practical, yes, about it, but sometimes we're a little too practical, right? Now you've got the Emperor here. I think what he's saying is that you need to establish, again, a stronger sense of security, a stronger sense of stability for yourself. And that's what you're doing. And I think that that is on your home front. It's going to be in here, and it's going to be on your home front. Your home front is going to be your drop spot. It's going to be where you close the door at night, and in here, where you're secure and you know that you can take care of this and you can provide for yourself, and you're healthy and you're happy and you're doing things and acquiring things that are not just for aesthetics. They serve a purpose. They make you feel happy and whole. And I'm not talking, there's a big dogma around, you know, it's taboo. You shouldn't have something lavish. That's bullshit. If you're here and you're going to experience this work, and you're going to, you know, your life, and you're going to work your ass off for something that you really, really want, that makes you happy. I'm not talking superficial crap, but I'm talking about self-sustaining things. You know what I mean? Example would be, if you want this couch that's elaborate, but that you know it absolutely is a place where you're going to find comfort at night. You're going to find peace at night. You can sit there and you can read there, and it's going to make you a happier person. Don't let someone tell you that it's just a couch, it's a superficial thing. It's something you need. It's something that is calling you. So get a life by design. You're the designer here. And I think that it's time where you need to really just, you know, wake up a hot hurricane here and just pull the drain out of stuff, clean your house, move if you have to. Do something, do things, create and cultivate a life that is on your terms, on your ground, on your 2 feet. And that's what I think that you're doing here. You're trusting in yourself, you know, and you're going to experience things not through books either. We want to get out and we want to experience these things like firsthand for ourselves, right? But I think that through this Chariot, is my mind, my body, my soul is directed in a place where I may not know 100% where I'm going, but now I know my deal breakers. Now I know when I can say to someone, I can't offer you any more right now. We need to know when to say no, because a lot of this stems around too, reserving some energy and some time and some space for yourself, not giving everything away and then being depleted. You know what I mean? That's maybe why that analogy of that couch came in. You need to supply yourself with security before you can afford that to someone else. And you need to know what that is and what your boundaries are with that, and to be okay saying that, you know, and maybe from the past, not being guilted into doing things that you just don't want to do, you know. No, I can't do this because I have to invest in something that I'm working on. That's what we absolutely do for others, but we need to know our boundaries and where we need to now do for us. And we need to be very, very clear on that, or we crash and burn and our health goes bad on all fronts, right? We can't sleep, we can't eat. It's, you know, we don't have trust in ourselves. We now start to revolve back into old patterns, okay? I think with this, that's what you're getting away from. I'm getting to know myself. I'm okay with myself. I'm going to look at my demons straight in the face, and we all have them. But a lot of them, they're not even ours. They come back from situations that we were thrown into. You know what I mean? And then we go through our life having a, you know, it's kind of like a life that's like penny wise. What is it? penny wise and pound foolish. We're doing things that aren't making sense to us because they're not even our value system. They're not even, I think here though, we're really just, we're going to relate to the world in a whole different way here, and we're going to get our shit together and go forward. And I'm thrilled to say that. And you'll be happy to know that this is about stability. It's about financial stability, mental stability. It's about having people around you that support you and you support other people. So if you're looking for new alliances, they're here. And this, again, I feel is like your intuition. It's your inner voice. It's going to get you going. It's going to tell you where your body wants to go. And it wants to go in a very luscious, luxurious, content, happy, whole, harmonious place. Go there. Embrace that. Okay? I think with this, though, really on the outbound, the moon card, that's us. That's our emotions. That's how we apply our common sense. That's how we know. We need to really start trusting us. Trust yourself. Trust your hunches. Trust your intuition. Trust what your mind, your body is telling you it wants to do. Trust where it wants to go. If you want to explore something or taste something or eat something or go somewhere, if you want to, this is about you cultivating your life by design, removing hang-ups from the past. And, this is just like, I've been here for too long. My ass is numb on this throne. I need to get up and I need to start doing stuff for myself, right? And that's what the key word is here. You don't need to be by yourself. I'm not talking about that. I think that you're just in relationships, in a life that is stagnant. You need to open the windows and let some air in there. And that's what I think you're doing here. And I think how you're doing that is like you're really looking at where these things are coming from and you're getting rid of them. I think too what's happening is you're building a life, you're building a foundation here on what's true to you, what your values are, and what your world values are. That's what this is too. It's about what my world values are, the things I truly believe in, not things that I've been told. And that's what you're doing here. I think there's been a false sense around things that you've wanted to do and things that you've been told you shouldn't be doing. And I think you're done with that. I think you're taking, you're taking the bull into your own hands here. Shake up your life, get it going in the direction that you want. It's going to land in a really profitable, great spot. I think you're going to do better right now. The funny thing is, I really feel like you're around people that are holding you back only because they're terrified of what you could actually become. And it's phenomenal. But your lesson in this, my lovelies, is to not worry about that. This is about you not teetering. It's about you standing firmly on your feet. And that's what it is. And then you acquire people and places and things that are also secure and able to stand on their own 2 feet. And it doesn't become a crap fest, right? Where I've got to take care of you. I've got to stay because I can't provide for myself. You're getting your life in a direction where it's going that way. And I'm going to say, the key here is watching your energy level and knowing when to say enough, when to say, no, I can't do that, and not being guilted into doing it. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. This is about trust too, but it's more about trusting in yourself. And it's knowing that just trust in yourself first, and you'll be gladly, you'll see how, I think there's trust issues in here too. And I think that in those times, what we do sometimes subconsciously is we push people's value systems until we break them. And then we say, see, I told you would leave. Things like that happen. But subconsciously, what we're really saying is, I don't trust someone enough to stay. But when you're comfy with yourself, you're pulling in people that aren't taken off. You're pulling in solid people. And that's what I think you're trying to get away from. Things like that. Feeling inadequate, not good enough. You're getting away from that. So that's what I've got. I hope that I helped you in some way. Happy November. If you need a private reading, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to do anything for you. These will be big changes. They will not be easy changes, but my advice to you honestly in here is don't stop. Push through the things that are uncomfortable, look them in the face, give them a name, and set them free. It doesn't mean that they're going to disappear, but it means they have no power over you anymore. They can't guilt you and everything else into doing, you know, not what you're here to do. So go be the grand you, okay?